Worry is one of the most misunderstood mental habits in human life. We treat worry like armor, like the mind's version of a seatbelt. But from a Seth perspective, it's the opposite. You see, worry is not protection. Worry is misdirected, creative power. Seth says in Seth Speaks, chapter 10, you get what you concentrate upon. There is no other main rule. That means every time we rehearse disaster in the mind, we were actually practicing a form of psychic concentration that shapes the doorway of probabilities we walk into. Worry gives the illusion of action. It feels like we're doing something, running mental simulations, preparing for danger. But Seth is blunt when it comes to this. And this comes from The Nature of Personal Reality, chapter 3. Seth says, fear is a poor architect. It draws faulty blueprints. When you worry, you're not predicting the future, no. You're drafting emotional blueprints from a distorted belief, because worry doesn't come from the situation. Worry comes from the belief behind the situation. And Seth says in The Nature of Personal Reality, chapter 1, your beliefs form your reality. Your emotions follow those beliefs. So if the belief is, I am not safe unless I'm braced for disaster, the emotion of worry will show up on command. Seth often uses the phrase inner suggestion. Worry is exactly that, a repeated negative suggestion. The more you repeat a fearful idea, the more your subconscious accepts it as a default program. Seth writes in The Nature of Psyche, chapter 4, you are constantly hypnotizing yourselves, and quite effectively. You don't need a hypnotist. Your internal dialogue is enough. See, worry is simply self-hypnosis with bad instructions. In Seth's system, the future is not fixed. It exists as probabilities, not certainties. Seth says in Seth Speaks, chapter 14, you choose your probable future in each moment. So when you worry, you're not protecting yourself. You're simply spending your imagination on a timeline you don't actually want. Worry is the creative act of investing belief into a probability you never intend to live. Look back at your life. The overwhelming majority of things you worried about never happened. And the ones that did, you handled them just fine. And it wasn't because you panicked in advance. It was because you were present when the moment finally arrived. Seth explains this beautifully in The Nature of Personal Reality, chapter 20. You are equipped to meet each challenge as it arises, not as you fear it will arise. Presence, not worry, is what carried you. Modern science talks about the nervous system reacting to imagined fear. Seth said this decades ago. In Seth Speaks, chapter 3, he writes, the physical body responds to thoughts as it does to events. So when you worry, your body goes into survival mode for scenarios that aren't even occurring. You drain energy. You drain clarity, creativity for imaginary emergencies. This is why worry doesn't make you responsible. Worry simply makes you exhausted. Here is a simple Seth-aligned method you can use. Step 1. Catch the story. Say to yourself, this is a thought, not a fact. Step 2, return to the present moment. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the weight of your body. Look at something nearby as if for the first time. Seth says in The Nature of Personal Reality, Chapter 3, the present is your point of power, not the imagined future, not the remembered past. No, right now. Step 3, replace the suggestion or offer a new inner command. I handle life as it comes. I don't need to rehearse fear. Step 4, use sleep as your creative partner. Before you go to bed, say this: tonight, I release unnecessary fears. My inner self organizes my reality toward ease and clarity. Seth calls these pre-sleep directives. And he says these are some of your most powerful tools. Worry feels like control. That's why it hooks people. But the ego is not meant to control every timeline. The ego is meant to navigate the one happening right now. Seth says in The Individual and Nature of Mass Events, Chapter 2, that control is not security. Awareness is security. When you stop trying to dominate the future, you become available to intuition, to timing, to clarity. Worry blocks those channels. Presence opens them. A quiet mind is not a mind that has solved everything. It is a mind that no longer demands instant answers for every uncertainty. Seth says in The Nature of Personal Reality, Chapter 22, you are never in a situation without the means of handling it. You don't need all the answers ahead of time. You only need access to the version of you who can meet the moment when it arrives. Peace. Peace does not come after life cooperates. Peace comes when you stop tying your emotional state to every shifting detail of the external world. And Seth speaks, Chapter 21, he writes, you are not at the mercy of events unless you believe you are. And that is the key. Worry isn't a sign that you care. Worry is a sign that you have been trained to mistrust your power. Listen, you are here to create, not to brace for impact. You are not here to live inside imagined disasters. You are here to explore consciousness through curiosity, through presence, through intention. The next time worry rises, I want you to remember this. Worry is not your protector. Worry is just an old habit that forgot who you really are. And who you are, in Seth's words, is this. And this comes from Seth Speaks, Chapter 4. You are a multidimensional creator focused in physical reality. Creators don't rehearse fear. Creators direct focus. They choose meanings. They scope reality from the inside out. Worry is not your destiny. Presence is. Power is. You are. I am Tony Victory, a wolf uncaged. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And until the next time, stop worrying and start living. Peace. If you found something in this video that sparked a thought, shifted your perspective, or just made you feel more grounded, consider showing some love by buying me a coffee. It helps fuel the channel, keeps the uploads coming, and lets me know that the content matters to you. The link's right below in the description or on my channel banner. No pressure, Just appreciation if you're moved to support. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I am Tony Victory, a wolf uncaged. Thank you. Peace.